Well, hey guys, what's up? What's going on out there? Brent Abel back here with you with a follow-up video on today's episode of What's the Right Shot, number 44. And what we talked about, a couple things in that episode of What's the Right Shot, which is serve direction. Number one, what's my mix, right? I like to go to the body 70% of the time in general. That might change depending on the opponent. But typically, I like to go there, and I just find that if it's a high quality enough serve that you end up tying up stroke technique over there, it's probably coming back, but you're going to get something offensive to be able to work with. So look, let's talk about fitness as part of this serve. How do we actually kind of get more power on this by what we can do off court in terms of some fitness? And what I found over the years is that really what I've got to do is two things. Number one, I got to find my power source, right? In the drill, what I used to do with the great Tom Stowe is he would have us, he'd have us with about 25 balls, right? And he would say, okay, I want you to find your power source, meaning that I don't want you to serve the ball into the service box over there. I want you to serve it with as much power as you can generate on it on a straight line over the net, and see if you can't hit that back fence over there. In this case, if you're indoors, it would be the tarp, right? And we're not trying to go for accuracy. We're just trying to find that power source. Now, one thing he'd make sure that we would do is if we were doing that, trying to just unload on the serve and trying to hit that back fence or the tarp over there on a straight line, was to make sure, hey, the shoulder's got to be good and lathered up, right? You got to really be warmed up to be able to do this drill, right? And I caution you, if you're going to try this, make sure that you've got a good warm up on your shoulder, because this drill can tax it, right? It could do some damage if you're cold, right? So number one, that's the first thing. The other thing is to make sure that you are doing a lot of shoulder flexibility stretching, right? You got to make sure that at the end of the day, or if you're off court and you're doing some strengthening exercises, that you're really stretching out your shoulder, right? And so if you'll do that, what you're going to develop over time is some flexible strength. And flexible strength is the key here for being able to get some real, honest to God, power on your serve. Do those two things, right? That first one is the drill. Get out there and find your power source, right? In terms of, for you, it's unique. For you, it's different than me. Mine's different than the next guy. But for me, it's really more about, I got to put my toss in front of me slightly so that I can generate more racket speed as I come up and into the contact point of the serve. So when I'm finding my power source, and I still do this, I still go out there and I'm going to go ahead and unload on maybe 20 serves, and just making sure that I know exactly what that reference point is for contact. It's got to be slightly in front. Toss is going to be slightly in front, and then just bang, let it go, and just develop the kind of power that you eventually want to be able to redirect back down inside the court. Now look, again, flexible strength. You've got to do a lot of flexibility exercises on your shoulder, right? Look, and the other thing too is I've got a free video for you. It's going to show you the drill that I do, a different drill that I do to make sure that I'm moving on the court in such a way that I'm visually tracking the ball. I'm watching the ball so much better when it comes off my opponent's racket, so that I can quickly, number one, decide what's my shot choice for the next shot, and create the spacing, all that good stuff to be able to execute the shot I want. There's a drill I do. It's free. It's a free video I've got for you right down below. There's a link. Click it. It'll take you to that video. You can get immediate access to. All right, guys, that's it from me today. Hope today's little follow-up on the fitness part of today's episode of What's the Right Shot has been helpful. As always, it's time. We got to get out there. We got to help someone else. Have a great day, guys. See you again next time.